If you've clicked on this video, chances are that, just like you don't really have many friends in your life. You were never the popular kid in school that got along with everyone. Or even if you were, you never felt connected to those people. I mean, it's either that or you just like my face, in which case, thank you for being here. But nonetheless, I know that you've been ashamed for most of your life because of this lack of friends that in your mind makes you stand out as being weird and lonely. Did you notice what I said there? I said lonely. All of us, including you, myself, and that cool guy you see walking down the hallways, we're all afraid of being and looking lonely. But what exactly does lonely mean? And how is it different from alone? Because we often tend to mix and confuse these terms. Well, if we do a quick Google search, we'll find that lonely means sad because one has no friends or company, whilst alone simply means with no one else present. So you see, lonely is the interpretation we give to alone, whilst alone stems from facts. Lonely is the perception we have of said facts. You and I, we may both be alone, but the difference comes from what we think of it. And I sure as hell don't see myself as lonely. Throughout all of human history, our brain has adapted in such a way that it fears being alone. 20,000 years ago, back when we were still living in tribes, being alone, exiled from the group, would result in all cases in death. That's why, through our human evolution, our brain has learned that being alone is scary, being alone is bad, and being alone leads to death. But obviously, that isn't the case in modern times anymore. Being alone won't result in you starving to death. You may even be better off alone for a short time. Even so, living alone with little to no social contact for a prolonged period of time is damaging for anyone, no matter how tough they may seem on the outside. A couple of months ago, I started distancing myself more and more from the people I was going out with. The reason being that our lives didn't share similar paths anymore, to put it lightly. Because of that, I knew that I had to put myself out there more. So I started creating these monthly goals to meet a certain number of people. It started off small with 2 and slowly it increased to 5 in May. But even while doing that, I didn't manage to find people that would fit my preferences, let's say. And I know you feel the same as well. No matter how many people you seem to meet, you don't manage to really connect with any of them. And this of course may be due to our poor social skills, but I think something else may be the issue. People like you and I that started going on this journey of self-improvement and growth seem to have a hard time connecting with others due to the fact that our priorities in life are so different from theirs. As we all know, the priority of most teens these days is to drink, smoke, party, have mindless sex, and of course, play video games. All of which are things that we're trying to stay away from. With that in mind, one day, a couple of days ago, I was sitting on a bench from the train station where I do most of my thinking, and I came to the conclusion that I'm starting to become lonely. I was starting to hate the fact that I didn't have someone to share my experiences, my thoughts, and my feelings with. And while sitting there, I asked myself, well, Victor, it seems like you have two options. You either sit back, hope, and pray to God that is going to send you friends and loved ones out of the blue, or take matters into your own hands and meet so many people that it would be statistically impossible for you to not find a friend. And you know me, I couldn't sit around doing nothing, praying to be saved. I decided I'm gonna go all in. So, from that day on, moving forward, I set out to meet by any means one person every single day so that luck, chance, probability couldn't hold any more power over me. You see, having people you love around you is not a guarantee, and I've learned that the hard way. For some, this may come easily, but others, people like you and I, need to search until they find it. Just because you're in a phase of loneliness right now, or you have been for most of your life, it doesn't mean that it will always be like that. And it doesn't mean it needs to be like that. Rather than looking at this and feeling sorry for yourself, you should be excited for this great opportunity you have right in front of you. Most people see the world as I've got nothing to lose. Rather, I think we should view it as I've got everything to gain. In order to find that 0.1% of people that you will love, that will love you back, you have to go through tons of new people. And this will obviously be hard, but just imagine the results you're going to get from it. I decided to embark on this journey knowing full well how hard it's going to be. Having to deal with the stress of meeting a new person every single day, especially considering the fact that I've always been a shy and introverted person. But nonetheless, in life, we always have a choice. Some people choose complacency and never exit their comfort zones due to fear, insecurity, or lack of courage, whilst others decide to take matters into their own hands, not waiting for a handout from God, the universe, karma, or anything else. These are people that can't be pinned to the ground, no matter how hard life tries to hit them. The more you learn to exit your comfort zone, whether that is by talking to new people, starting that business you always wanted to start, telling that redhead cutie how much you like her, or just standing up in front of your bully at school, the more control you're going to have over your life, and the more confident you're going to feel when walking down the street. Others will be able to see this in your eyes, in your posture, that you aren't scared of confronting the challenges of this world, or even creating said challenges because you know you're strong enough to overcome and to grow from them. Plus, on a totally lighter note, this shit becomes tremendously much easier after just a few days. Right now, I'm on day 7 and I already feel the power to simply walk down the street with my chest up high into the sky, complimenting others and introducing myself to them. The power and the confidence you gain from this are enormous. And of course, I still fear making a fool out of myself, not knowing what to say. And I still stress over the fact that I have to walk up to a stranger every single day and introduce myself to them, especially if they're a girl. But I know that this will bring me light years ahead in terms of growth, and that I will reach a point where seeing the most beautiful girl on the street and walking up to her will seem like a walk in the park. Anyways, what I want to leave you with is this. Being alone or lonely, doesn't matter which, is only a matter of choice. Even if it may be monumentally harder for you or for me to do it, it's still just a choice. So, are you going to run, to hide away scared while letting the circumstances of this world trample all over you? Or are you going to rise up, look this world in its eyes and tell it, I'm stronger than anything you can throw at me? Okay guys, that was it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm sure I did. I think this is the best script I ever wrote, and I hope you managed to learn something from this. I want to see in the comments down below, what has your experience been with being alone or lonely and connecting with new people? Because I've seen tremendous growth on my part, especially now that I've started cold approaching people every single day. Also, I'm going to make a video when I reach 30 days into this challenge to show its benefits and why I think you should start it as well. But until then, if you want to see my thoughts more and more without having to wait a week for them, I suggest you check out my Twitter down below. And if you want to see my dumb face again, you can check out this video right here or right here, wherever the hell I want to put it. I wish you an amazing day and keep growing. Mwah.